remember when we met. That's the day I knew you were my pet on Breakfast with Bob.
Poncho Man! Welcome to our 10th anniversary edition of Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Huggos on the Rocks. We're brought to you by HOKA, Polar, UCAN, Velofix, Normatec, Active, Canyon, Form Goggles, Amp Human. Our championship edition is at Four Seasons Resort Hualalai, where our next guest will hopefully be with us on Sunday morning at Four Seasons Hualalai. Three-time Ironman World Champion. Give it up for Mirinda Carfrae. How you doing, Riddy?
I'm doing well, thank you, Bob.
And more important, how's little Izzy? Is she loving her time here?
More importantly, the key word, yeah, she's loving it. She's a little fish, which is scary for Mum because she actually doesn't know how to swim, but she thinks she knows how to swim. So with water everywhere, pools and no fences, I'm like on
leash.
High alert.
That's why the leash thing sounds like a good idea, right?
All of a sudden, they don't seem so crazy when they have leashes on their kids. No, no, she at least can understand when I tell her no. So and sometimes listens. So we'll go with that.
When I look at 2019 and first in Victoria and first at Mont Tremblant, second at Coeur d'Alene, and second at the Challenge Cancun, the main thing that stuck out is your cycling is way better, way better. What's been the big change?
I feel like I was cycling really well last year as well, and I think I've just built on that. I mean, again, having a little one, you end up spending a bit more time on the wind trainer, and I think actually a lot of professional athletes seem to be tending towards the wind trainer with the technology of Zwift. But more I'm on it because, it's easier to get sessions in quicker. You can get a lot of work done on there, and it's more bang for your buck. So I think that's the key. But honestly, I think my run is the thing that's changed this year compared to last year. I feel like finally my runs come back to where it used to be.
From before having a baby.
Before having a baby, yeah. Last year, I put together some good run splits, but it was hard work. Like every single run I really had to work for. But this year it just feels like it's coming back and feels more natural. So that's what I'm more excited about.
So when you look back at your 3 wins here, and I remember coming second the first time here, and obviously this place was going to be good for you. Did you feel that the first time you came this side? Because some people get off the plane and they're blown away. Oh my God, it's too hot. I'm going to be miserable here. Did you feel right away that this place was special?
Yeah, I mean, watching the footage and then actually getting off the plane and having that humidity and heat hit me, it feels like home to me. I grew up in Brisbane, Australia. We didn't have air conditioning at all growing up. Even when I first started triathlon, I come home from training and it'd be 100 degrees, and I'd go take a nap and go out for some more training. So it felt like home, and still does. I love the feeling of being here on the island, and I'm grateful to be back. This is 11 years since my first
it is
first
11,
time.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I remember, yeah.
10th start because I had the year off with Izzy, but 11 years since my first race
I remember
here.
Back in the day, we were doing an interview in Chicago, and I was interviewing Craig Alexander, and he says, hey, I want to bring this friend of mine.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I want to bring this friend of mine, Mirinda Carfrae. She's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what's her name?
Yeah, exactly.
But then when you came here and first time out, and that was the era where you had Chrissy Wellington dominating 7, 8, and 9. And then everybody, similar to what's happening now with Daniela, people are thinking going to 2010, okay, Chrissy, how much is she going to win by?
Yeah.
And then that morning,
She didn't start.
there's nobody there,
Yeah.
right? She's not there.
Yeah.
And you had finished second to her.
Yeah.
And what was going through your head when you realized, and when did you realize, she's not here?
Since I was second to her the year before, obviously her bike was racked right next to mine, and I'm getting ready in the morning. I'm like, geez, Chrissy's late this morning. Like, she's not, down here. Didn't even cross my mind for a second that she wouldn't be racing. And then they announced over the speakers, I think I'd already finished, putting my water bottles on my bike, and I was just getting ready to, get my swim skin on.
Yeah.
And they announced that Chrissy wouldn't be starting. And Siri, I think, had gone off to the bathroom to go to the toilet, and Tim wasn't racing yet. He was standing there with me, and my manager Shannon, and they said that I just looked like I'd seen a ghost because all year I've been focused on, okay, how do I beat Chrissy? What do I need to do? How fast do I need to run, swim? Keying off her, and obviously we both train in Boulder too, so seeing her around town, seeing her around the bike, and then she wasn't going to be there. I'm like, okay, now what? And then, Siri just said to me, nothing changes, race your race. And thankful that I didn't choke and I held it together and was able to pull off the win that year.
And winning that, how did that change your world?
Coming second the first year changed my world a lot, but winning is a whole another level.
Yeah.
It really has, kind of set me up very well. Obviously, you win on the biggest stage in triathlon. You get a lot more attention from sponsors and media, and just learning how to juggle all of that was a bit of a learning curve initially. But I feel like I have had a good handle on that pretty quickly, and I have a good support team around me who helped guide me as well. So, definitely changed a lot of things. But one thing's for sure, it's still just all about swim, bike, run, and doing the training and trying to keep improving and getting better and better every year.
So you win in 2010. And then, obviously, there's been a lot of sponsors who've done a lot for you leading in, and you want to take care of them. I've got time now. I'm going to take care of all those people who've taken care of me. And probably the training for 2011 wasn't quite as good as you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And so you go into that race, and Chrissy crashes 10 days before, and she's compromised. And you have a great race, probably not up to your standards, but you lose by two minutes, something like that at the end of the day, 2 minutes. And then she retires.
Yeah.
Right? So you're never going to get a shot at her again.
Yeah.
And we were just talking with Jan Frodeno, and the camaraderie among the athletes. You want to beat the best people on the best day. You wanted to come back in 2011 and show, hey, 2010 wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
I'm here to knock Chrissy off. And now you wouldn't have that opportunity.
Yeah. I think, going to 11, as I said, you win that world title and all of a sudden you get invited all these places. And I just wanted to enjoy it. I never knew obviously you don't know in the moment if you're ever going to have these opportunities again. So, I probably didn't prepare as perfectly as I could have for 2011. And that's probably one little regret I have. But having said that, it may have set me up for, 2013, 2014 for great performances then. But, Chrissy unfortunately retired, and I get to race her. What I feel like I was still on the improve, even through 10, 11, 12. But anyway, there's always another girl stepping up, and these days, as you mentioned, we've got Daniela, we got Lucy Charles, a young phenom.
Yes.
I think she will win this race.
No question.
At some point, maybe this year. There's other girls coming. Imogen Simmons, third at 70.3 World Champs.
Yes.
Young girls like Laura Phillip, and then the older faces like Sarah True and Annie Haag. Obviously new to Ironman, but older faces in that they've been racing triathlon in the short course distance for a long time.
The women's field, and we look at, obviously, Daniela, sort of like we looked at Chrissy. She's here, and then it's everybody. But again, this is an open course. Stuff happens, as you know, from having an injury out here on the course or having injured before the race.
Yeah.
The things happen. You just never know, and you have to be ready for everything.
You do, yeah. You never know on this crazy race. Went from Paula melting down on Elite Drive in first place way back when to many other stories of great champions having weird things happen. So again, just try and focus on yourself, get out the best performance that you can on race day and see what happens. That's all you can ask for. What
would you be happy with on race day? You're one of those people who you're there to win. I know you are.
Yeah. Well, 4 weeks ago, I probably would have had higher expectations. I fell over just running.
Oh, you fell over running?
Running,
that was a bike accident.
Nope. I was just going for an easy 20-minute jog 2 days before Santa Cruz 70.3 and fell over and managed to break my radius. I haven't broken a bone since I was 5 years old. No stress fractures, no nothing through this whole 20 years of triathlon. My time was up. I had a broken bone and have not been able to swim as much as I would have liked, which is not great for me because, as you know, I'm not the best swimmer out there. So, I'm going to have a rough time of it out in the swim, and I'm going to be a little further behind to chase. But I've kind of let go of expectations at this point. I want to just go out there and see if I can put together the best swim I can under the circumstances. I know I'm in really good bike shape. I know I'm in good run shape. Hope for a little bit of magic and see what happens.
Well, and you've always been, top You've always been on the podium, or last year fifth, but you're always right up there. When you look back at the year you were 14:30 down, I think it was 2014, and ran your way through the field, and there was, would you look at that as your best race ever?
I think 2013 was my best race ever.
You do?
Yeah, 2014, being 14:30 down was probably mentally my best race, and that being that far down, being defending champ, all the expectations that go along with that, being able to, stay composed and put together my fastest marathon ever on the island. Yep. Yeah, that was definitely a special performance, but I think in 2013, I biked better, and I think it was a hotter year too. So if you just look at the pure performance, I believe 2013 was my best ever performance here in Kona. 2014 was definitely a great one, for different reasons.
So Timothy O'Donnell,
yes,
has been in the top 5. He's top 10. He's always a factor. He's not afraid to go off the front here. What are your expectations for T.O. this time? We both always come into this race with high expectations. We plan our whole year around this race, and he had a little bit of an injury too, his foot, so he has missed a bit of running, but you never know. Could be good, could be bad. A friend of mine was saying to me yesterday. Absolutely,
maybe,
blessing in disguise.
Little bit less pounding, a little bit less running, a little more cycling. He's super strong on the bike. Obviously, he's a great swimmer. So, and the men's race typically doesn't end up being a super fast run. So, if conditions are hot, if it's a windy bike, it might play into his hands. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him up on the podium. He definitely has the capability, but it'll depend how the day plays out.
How fun has it been doing your TV show, and basically you're documenting your little girl's, her early years, and you're always going to have that?
Yeah, it's been really fun to have Talbot follow us around over the last couple of years, being new parents, juggling having a baby now, a toddler, and the world of crazy triathlon. It's fun to be able to look back on episodes and see little Izzy. Mostly I just love watching her, and not so much what we're doing. And I think some of the audience just want to see Izzy as well. They're bored of the old triathlon game. But yeah, it's really fun to have her have these videos document her progression and triathlon through her eyes a little bit too.
Knowing where the women's field has come in the last number of years, because you got all the ITU girls coming up, as somebody who loves seeing great performances, I'm guessing even though you're going, okay, there's a few more people who might be in front of me, it's great to see the women's field getting the exposure it deserves because it's deeper than ever before. Yeah,
I think every year it feels like it's deeper than ever before. Probably sit back 5 years ago and we would have had the same conversation.
Absolutely.
And it'll happen again after 2020 Olympics. There'll be a whole new bunch of young ITU athletes that are not so young anymore and want to experience this race and this great island. And so I think that's just the progression of sport. It just gets better and better, and performances get better and better. And I'm excited that I've been a part of that progression over the last 10 years, and I'm still hanging in there, and hopefully I can still be a factor amongst the new talent.
How about a round of applause for the great Mirinda Carfrae, Poncho Man.
With you, my love, to the sea of love, and breakfast with Bob.
And Poncho Man.